Super solid upside move in the markets today. What a great way to start off the week. Welcome back to another trade recap. Today is March the 2nd. Brand new week, brand new month in the markets. We had some news, of course, over the weekend with the war news. As I mentioned, coming to market open, we're just going to keep an eye out for the reaction that we have off key levels. The first 5 minutes really dictated where the market wanted to head today. Super strong buyers right off the bat. So we're looking for some upside for that gap fill, of course. Let's hop straight into the charts and let's not waste any time. So the trade that I ended up taking today was on Nvidia, 5-minute range high retest for a continuation towards the upside. And of course, our previous day highs. I ended up just exiting my full position up into this final push for a total profit of $6,600 on the day. Before we break down this trade, let's go on to exactly what my game plan was coming into market open here. Of course, as I mentioned, right, coming into market open, we are gapping down here on war news. Currently, we're right at our last week's lowest key level. What I like to see coming into today is a reaction that we have off our 680 on the SPY and Q's 600. With this gap down here, I'm actually fairly neutral coming to market open. What we want to do today is wait for a clear direction in the markets since we had a big move to both sides in the overnight session. So we had a couple main watches, right? Tesla, 394, Nvidia, previous day lows, AMD off 195. Some names I like for upside, Netflix, along with Palantir. So as I mentioned here, what we're going to be waiting for is the reaction that we have right off the bat. That's key because a lot of the times, at least as of late, we've had a lot more mean reversions in the markets. So as you can see, within the very first 5 minutes of market open, this dictated where the markets wanted to head today, right? You can clearly see that we're not bearish, right? Within the first 5 minutes, look at the aggressive buyer step in. This is a clear sign that we're going to end up reversing, heading back up and towards our previous day close and potentially the upside, which would be that 609. Similar thing here with the SPY, as you can see within the first 5 minutes of market open, very bullish. Now the key level here is our previous day low. If we can reclaim, we can see this push back up and towards that full gap fill. So with that in mind, right off the bat within the first 5 minutes, now we're looking for that continued push towards upside. What was I looking for specifically on Nvidia? Nvidia, as you can see, really strong reclaim right off the bat. You can see within the first 5 minutes, bullish price action. So I'm looking for one of two things, either that previous day low retest for continuation towards upside, or now I'm looking for that 5-minute range retest for that continuation towards the highs here as well. So for Nvidia, as you can see, we're just kind of consolidating here, broke above that 5-minute range high. We're just kind of consolidating. We didn't have any down close candles here as well. But once we ended up reclaiming back above, that's when I look to take my entry, stop just to break below. Now I'm looking for continuation towards high of day and above. One thing to mention about this Nvidia trade was, and a lot of trades in the past 2 weeks, a lot of them have been 5-minute setups. If you've been trading 0-day contracts or you've been looking for quick momentum moves, we haven't really got that in the past few weeks, just because we've been ranging, of course, on the higher time frames. Sorry, I just had to let my cat in there. But what I wanted to mention was a lot of the setups as of late have been primarily on the 5-minute chart, right? You can be on the 1-minute time frame for your entries, but if you're managing your position on the 1 minute, it's been very difficult. There's been a lot of chop/consolidation, multiple pullbacks. If you're managing it on the 1-minute time frame, you can easily get faked out before the trade goes. The 5 minutes been holding structure very nicely. The 1 minute, as I mentioned, has been chopping around. So if you enter in on the 1 minute, right, as of late, make sure you're managing your positions on the 5 minute. And something that you can do is lower size and give it a little bit more wiggle room, because that's what's been working instead of quick momentum moves in the market, which we normally like. But as you can see right here, let's just kind of play out the tape here on Nvidia. Nice kind of reaction off our 5-minute high, comes close to our stop loss, but ultimately never breaks underneath our stop loss. And you can see we eventually push nicely towards the upside. If you're looking at the 1-minute time frame, as I mentioned, it just looks like a lot of chop right here. But if you zoom out, look at the 5-minute time frame. For me, this is fairly clear, right? Strong break above within the first 5 minutes, as long as you can maintain above our key market structure points, right? This can head towards our previous day highs here. And as we play out the tape, just holding our key levels very nicely, and then previous day highs got hit. Mark out our down close candles, price breaks above, retest, holding above our key levels, previous day highs. as you can see right there. So that was the Nvidia trade today. A lot of the setups, as I mentioned, have been primarily 5-minute setups. If you look at the Qs, similar thing, 5-minute setup above your previous day lows for that reversal back towards our previous day highs. And our key levels, SPY, similar thing, 5-minute setup for a pushback towards the upside. Tesla, a lot of these ones have been on the 5-minute time frame, which is fine. Right, I would like it to move based off the 1-minute time frame, but 5-minute time frames are fine as well. You just, as I mentioned, have to give it a little bit more wiggle room. Plus, you're just gonna have to be a lot more patient, right? If you're trading 0-day contracts, be very cautious, right? You don't want to be. It's very hard to hold on a 5-minute setup if you're playing zeros. So if you are gonna trade zeros, be a lot more aggressive, or of course trade Wednesdays or Fridays expirations in order for you to hold for that key level. So with that being said, it's a quick recap today. As I talked about this week, there's going to be action-packed, full of news. So make sure you're joining those pre-market preps. Make sure you're keeping your Twitter open for some news events that potentially can drop midday. And besides that, I will see you guys all tomorrow morning. All right, take care, everyone. Peace.